Hey guys, BreakWizard59 here, and welcome back to another LEGO custom build review. And today we're taking a look at my LEGO Aston Martin DB5 from James Bond. Now, this build is 8 studs wide by 19 studs long, so it's definitely a pretty large car, my first 8 stud wide car. And of course, like the film, this has some awesome spy features packed into it, including a concealed machine gun, ejector seat, blast shield, road spikes, and more. So definitely stay tuned. We got some awesome features in this car. And also, before we get started, I want to let you know I have made a video on this car in the past, but since then it's been much more updated. The stability has also been updated, and I've added a few new features. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so before we actually get into the review, a bit of a background on the Aston Martin DB5 in James Bond. It first made its appearance in 1964's Goldfinger, and since then it has probably been the most iconic of all the James Bond cars, as the Aston Martin has been used in various other films, newer models of that car, but this probably still remains to be the most iconic. Overall, this car actually did make a couple of guest appearances, as Goldfinger was the last film it was actually in, of course with Sean Connery, and then it did make a couple of smaller appearances in newer films like 1995's GoldenEye, which starred Brosnan, as well as 2013's Skyfall. So it definitely has made a couple of other appearances, and overall just a bit of detail on the vehicle itself. This model actually goes for over $4 million as if right now 2017, so it's definitely a very expensive car. But anyways, now without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's start off with the front of the build. And of course I will be showing the spy features as we progress from each section of the car. So here we have the front. Of course we have the two headlights here, as well as, again, the very unique grille piece, which was somewhat challenging to actually design. Because of the fact I basically did was I used cheese slopes, and then I put these plates or tiles at a bit of an angle. And it was definitely challenging to get that design, but I think it looks really good now. But anyways, as we move up a bit here, you can see we basically have a lot of tiling done to the entire build. And again, that's just to give it a bit more of a sleek look. If you're wondering why I didn't continue this like sloped or slanted tile pattern all the way to the back, because these wheels here are from the Porsche Speed Champions line, and this wheel cap here is actually 2 studs wide. So sadly, it goes up till this section here. That's why this tile could only go up to 3 studs. But still, it looks pretty good. And now, of course, this is where we have our first feature, which is our concealed machine gun. So all you need to do, pop this section up, and inside we have a concealed machine gun, which can be lifted up like so. And I think this looks really, really cool. There you go. So there is our concealed machine gun for James Bond to shoot through any defenses that the villains may have. It's very, very cool. And again, in terms of it just folds right back in, like so. Here's a better look at how it folds in like this. Pretty interesting, cool feature. And then, of course, this piece just goes on that jumper. And now, it's like it was never there. So that's really cool. Moving along, here we have a look at the side. You have your 2 doors, one on each side, and that reveals the interior. And we'll get into the interior right now. So basically, here's a look at the canopy here, and this again was based on this Bricks by the Bay event kit. I did modify it a bit, but he basically didn't use a window piece and rather just these modified plates to make the windshield. And I kind of kept that design because I really like how that looks. And I just basically added a ton of tin. Now, his build also had some tin, but I kind of like modified that a bit. And I think that looks really good. And of course, the canopy is just retractable. Now, this isn't really accurate to the actual build or to the actual car model, but you know, this just gives more accessibility to the interior, which is seen as such. So we have your steering wheel, couple of like little tiles here with some nice detailing, and then this is supposed to be like, you know, a glove compartment type of design. It doesn't open up, and then here we have your lever to represent your stick shift gear, and then you have your small control panel. So if you know in the movie, he does have a small control panel, which, you know, where he can activate all the features. So that's what that is, and I think that looks really good. And yes, now you must be wondering, that over there is the ejector seat. So let's turn it around. You can see this lever here. So basically, let's go ahead and take let's see. So I'm just going to take a random figure. This is my custom Axel Foley from Beverly Hills Cop. And let's pop him in there, and let's activate the feature. So I'll actually go ahead and zoom out a bit. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the feature. Basically, what you have here, all you need to do is push down on that lever, and there you go. So it's a pretty straightforward mechanism. You can see there with the lever, you push it down, this part flies up. Very cool, and you just saw there, it works pretty effectively. But anyways, there's a look at the ejection seat. I wanted to make it as concealed as possible, but sadly I had to add this piece here on the front. It's a really small thing that's not too noticeable, and I think I really like how it looks. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the back. Alright, and of course the canopy just folds back on top, and yes, you can actually fit 2 minifigures in here. I didn't put James Bond in yet, but you can fit 2 minifigures very easily, and that's also another good thing about having an 8-stud white car, and it just closes like so. Now, as we go ahead and move on to the back side, now here is where we have another awesome play feature. Because if you remember in the film, when Q shows him the car in Goldfinger, he shows the features, and one of them is the like blast shield, like the bullet shield. So all you need to do, just take this back section here, and this piece just folds up like so. Very simple, and it's a nice bullet shield, which is again somewhat accurate. It is this feature was seen in the original car. And it just closes up so you don't even know it's there. So it's really, really cool. And then here's the back side, which this was a great design by the designer of the kit, where they made these Technic pieces to make the back. I think that looks really good, so I kept it in my design as well. And then here is where we have our next play feature, which is the road spikes. So basically, the license plate goes down, and you get throw some road spikes out at your villain. So basically just lift that down, and there go the road spikes. Very, very cool. And again, it's a pretty straightforward feature, because you can see it's somewhat hollow, so you just pop these pieces inside like so, and you can close it up, and then once again like open it up, and there go your road spikes. So that was another very cool feature, and I'm actually pretty happy with how that turned out. And it just closes up like so. So it's actually really nice. It's really hidden, really concealed. You don't even really know that feature is there. And I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Alright, but anyways, there is a look at my custom Lego Aston Martin DB5. Now, I know in the beginning of the video you saw Sean Connery James Bond minifigure here. So here's a better look at it. I know this is like the exact suit he has in the film, except it's light gray, or light gray. Sadly, I don't think they make a torso like this in light gray, so I just used the Bruce Wayne one. I think it looks pretty good. But I do actually have custom James Bond minifigures of all the actors. Definitely, you can check that out. I'll link of that video. I actually have a video on all my custom James Bond minifigures, which include the main James Bond actors. You got some of the villains, including Goldfinger and his henchman, who's Odd Job. So definitely a lot of awesome custom minifigures. Definitely check that video out. Link will be in the description below. So anyways, this is BrickWizard59. I want to thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming very soon. But anyways, I'll go ahead and see you all next time.